On January 26, 2022, the world took notice as 24-year-old Alexis Gabe vanished without a trace after leaving her home in Oakley, California. She was last seen around 9:00 p.m. at her ex-boyfriend's residence in Antioch, but after that, she slipped into the shadows, leaving her family and friends in a state of disbelief and desperation. The events of that fateful night began to unfold around 6:30 p.m. when Alexis left her family home. Feeling a mix of normalcy and anticipation, she embarked on a short journey, but what followed remains a haunting mystery. Her loved ones believed she would return, that her outing was just a visit, but that innocent venture morphed into a harrowing enigma, plunging them into a relentless quest for answers. The day after Alexis went missing, a glimmer of hope momentarily illuminated the darkness. Two of her nieces stumbled upon her abandoned vehicle, left carelessly with its door wide open and keys still in the ignition. The location on Trenton Street became a critical piece of evidence, a physical reminder of her sudden disappearance. Surveillance footage captured a figure exiting the driver's side of her car around 9:30 p.m., a shadowy silhouette walking away and yet unrecognized by authorities. This sighting cataloged the urgency of the investigation, presenting a clue while simultaneously deepening the fog of uncertainty. As the investigation escalated, law enforcement ventured into her ex-boyfriend's residence, not once but twice. With search warrants in hand, they meticulously searched for any shred of evidence that could shed light on Alexis's fate. Large bags, including a vacuum cleaner, emerged from the home, suggesting a thorough search for hidden truths. Yet as days turned into weeks, the question remained, where is Alexis? Authorities have interrogated the ex-boyfriend on multiple occasions, but have been tight-lipped about naming any suspects. The community hangs on every word released by investigators, yearning for justice and closure. In this ripe atmosphere of speculation, a $100,000 reward stands as a beacon of hope, encouraging anyone with information to step forward, to break the silence. Alexis Gabe's disappearance is a chilling reminder of the unknown lurking within unsuspecting lives, a narrative that deserves to be uncovered. In the search for her, both her family and the community yearn for resolve in a mystery that continues to cast a long shadow. On a seemingly ordinary day, October 17, 2021, the life of a 39-year-old woman named Heidi Plank took a perplexing turn. After attending her son's football game, she departed abruptly, leaving her ex-husband and their 10-year-old child in Downey, California. Witnesses recalled seeing her distracted, her thoughts seemingly elsewhere. Amid whispers of concern, she bid farewell and drove off with her dog, Seven, sending a congratulatory text to her son, a last glimpse of normalcy before the silence fell. As evening settled over Los Angeles, Heidi's absence became a source of growing worry. Security footage captured her walking with Seven outside a downtown apartment complex at 6:30 p.m., marking the final recorded sighting of her. However, when she failed to return home that night and neglected to collect her son from school the next day, her ex-husband took immediate action. On October 20th, a missing persons report was filed, igniting a desperate search for answers. The Los Angeles Police Department quickly became involved, and investigators hoped to uncover vital clues within her home. A search warrant executed on October 29th revealed eerie emptiness. While her phone and laptop were located, her car and beloved dog had vanished into thin air. With no digital footprints following her disappearance, the mystery deepened. Was she fleeing? Or had something sinister unraveled? The plot thickened when surveillance footage revealed Seven alone, wandering the 28th floor of a nearby luxury apartment complex at 7:00 p.m. Days later, her silver Range Rover emerged from the depths of an underground garage, abandoned and unnoticed. Compounding the mystery were undisclosed forensic discoveries, prompting speculation about her fate, leading investigators toward the unsettling possibility that her body might lie entombed within Chiquita Canyon landfill. Parallel to the search, whispers about her professional life surfaced. Calls emerged linking her boss, Jason Sugarman, to allegations of past securities fraud. Was her work entangled in this web of intrigue? As the circumstances surrounding her disappearance began to intertwine with the complexities of her personal life, authorities pressed on, undeterred by the challenges ahead. The investigation remains active, and those who may hold critical information are urged to step forward. Each piece is vital. The echo of a mother's absence lingers, yearning for resolution. On a fateful October day in 2014, Rico Harris, a former professional basketball player, began a journey that would lead him into the shadows of mystery. Leaving his family home in Alhambra, California, the 37-year-old set out for Seattle, where he had a job interview scheduled. With a heart full of hope and determination, Harris seemed destined for a new chapter in his life, yet the road took a devastating turn that no one could foresee. On October 10th, as dawn broke, Harris made his last known contact, a phone call to his girlfriend, shared between moments of excitement and the promise of new beginnings. But as the hours ticked by, his supportive words became a chilling memory when silence enveloped the air. His planned arrival in Seattle never came, but rather an abandoned car, discovered days later in the remote beauty of Yolo County Regional State Park. It stood like a ghost of his aspirations, holding remnants of his life, a wallet, credit cards, and 2 plastic bottles that hinted at an unresolved story. In the days that followed, authorities moved swiftly, scouring the surrounding terrain with search teams and dogs, their efforts illuminated by the anxiety of loved ones grasping for answers. Eyewitness reports dotted the landscape, but like fleeting wisps of smoke, they led to dead ends. How could a man of such promise simply vanish into thin air, leaving behind only questions and shadows? The trail of size 18 sneakers hinted at the pathway he may have wandered, a lonely specter grappling with the weight of his past and the tantalizing lure of a brighter future. Despite extensive searches and the relentless pursuit of truth by his family and local authorities, the wilderness remained unyielding, swallowing any trace of Rico Harris whole. As night fell upon the search area, darkness obscured not just the physical landscape, but the reality of what became of Harris. His disappearance is a stark reminder of how quickly life can change, and how sometimes the road to adventure can lead to a deep abyss, leaving the world to wonder where he might be, and if he will ever find his way home. The call for information echoes on, asking anyone who knows something about Rico to come forth and shed light on a story fighting to be told. On March 5, 2016, the vibrant beach town of Hermosa Beach, California, became the backdrop for a perplexing mystery involving a young man named Michael David Van Zandt. At 36 years old, Michael was full of life, enjoying an evening out with friends. They first gathered at the underground bar, savoring laughter and camaraderie, before continuing their night at the lively American Junkie Pub. Michael's cheerful presence was felt throughout the evening, a beacon of joy amongst his friends. However, this sense of security took a sudden turn when he separated from the group to visit a nearby liquor store. Surveillance cameras captured Michael's last known movements, tracking him as he entered and exited the liquor store. In the gentle embrace of the evening, he briefly paused in the parking lot, searching for his friends, displaying a sense of urgency and concern that heightened the unease in the air. At 11:27 p.m., the footage showed him walking northwest towards the beach, a path that would unwittingly lead him into a web of uncertainty. That night would be the last time anyone would see him, his absence creating an unsettling void that rippled through the hearts of those who cared for him. As dawn broke on March 6, 2016, alarm bells rang amongst Michael's friends when he failed to return to his hotel room. His vehicle remained untouched at the Quality Inn, a poignant symbol of his sudden disappearance. Concern quickly morphed into dread when he missed work at Edwards Air Force Base on March 7th, prompting his colleagues to report him missing. A frantic search ensued with every inch of the coastline scoured and detection dogs deployed, yet Michael remained elusive. No trace of him could be found. The silence that enveloped his life became deafening. His cell phone activity ceased around 10:30 p.m. the night he vanished, and his credit cards went dark, as if he had been erased from existence. The mystery of Michael Van Zandt's disappearance continues to cast a shadow over the community, leaving behind a tapestry of unanswered questions. His friends and family hold on to hope, waiting for a piece of information that could unlock the enigma surrounding his fate. If you possess any leads or clues regarding Michael's whereabouts, it is vital to reach out to the Hermosa Beach Police Department or the WE Help the Missing tip line. Your insights could illuminate the darkness, bringing closure to a story that remains achingly unresolved. On January 28, 2017, Elaine Park, a vibrant 20-year-old woman from California, vanished without a trace. The morning she disappeared, she was captured on surveillance footage at 6:05 a.m., calmly walking towards her car with an air of normalcy, contrasting the turmoil that would soon engulf her family. Prior to this, The night had unfolded innocently. Elaine had spent time enjoying a movie with her ex-boyfriend, Divine Compeer, and everything seemed typical until a sudden change swept through the night. As the clock ticked towards the early hours, Elaine experienced what appeared to be a panic attack as recounted by Divine. Despite his urging for her to remain at his residence, her resolve to leave resonated with a profound urgency that remains inexplicable. Witnessing her departure through the lens of the surveillance camera offers a chilling insight. Yet what transpired after she walked out remains shrouded in mystery. Did she succumb to her anxiety, or was there something more sinister at play? Concern shifted dramatically as days passed without any contact from Elaine. Her mother, filled with dread, promptly reported her missing to the Glendale Police Department on January 30th, 2017. Heightening the family's fears, the footage from that morning suggested Elaine had seemed collected as she walked to her vehicle, leaving observers perplexed about the possibility of her departure being voluntary or coerced. The investigation turned urgent when, just 5 days later, her gray 2015 Honda Civic was discovered abandoned along the beautiful but treacherous Pacific Coast Highway near Malibu. The revelation of the abandoned vehicle painted a disconcerting picture. With unlocked doors, keys left in the ignition, and the eerie glow of headlights illuminating the area, the scene raised more questions than answers. Among her possessions, her laptop, phone, backpack, and even her driver's license were found, yet her whereabouts remained an unsettling void. Despite extensive searches by police using dogs and divers along the captivating Malibu cliffs, no evidence surfaced to illuminate the mystery surrounding Elaine's disappearance. Authorities have since indicated that Elaine's ex-boyfriend has been fully cooperative with the investigation, not categorizing him as a person of interest. As the investigation persists, Elaine's disappearance continues to haunt her loved ones, urging anyone with information to step forward. The Glendale Police Department can be reached at 818-548-3135 or through the case's tip line at 1-800-551-3080. As silence engulfs her fate, hope lingers, reminding everyone of the unresolved tragedy that is Elaine Park. On a seemingly ordinary night, Christina Bastian slipped out into the darkness from her friend's house in Apple Valley, California, with her loyal dog Coco by her side. Little did anyone know that this would be the last sighting of her for nearly a decade, casting a pall of uncertainty and concern over her loved ones. Her day had begun under an ominous cloud after a harrowing attempted break-in at her apartment just days earlier, which dramatically shifted her demeanor from calm to increasingly paranoid. The once vibrant 34-year-old found herself engulfed in fear, leading her to take time off work and seek refuge with a relative, an unsettling choice that hinted at her fragile mental state. Just a day before her disappearance, Christina reached out to her mother from Phoenix, expressing her deep-seated desire to disappear. Perhaps it was during the bustling atmosphere of the Harvest Festival that her internal struggles became most apparent. Fueled by a mix of anxiety and desperation, Christina made a fateful decision to leave her familiar surroundings, but what lay ahead was shrouded in mystery. Her last known actions were a whirlwind, leaving before dawn on November 1, 2015, with Coco in tow. She vanished without a trace, leaving behind crucial personal belongings including her wallet and eyeglasses. The days that followed were riddled with frantic searches and heart-wrenching discoveries. Her possessions were discovered scattered along Highway 247, including her cell phone and beloved guitar, all hinting at a frenzied departure. Though authorities found her abandoned Dodge Ram pickup truck on a rough dirt road in Morongo Valley, the vehicle provided no clues to her whereabouts. As the search unfolded, a backpack was uncovered near Bear Valley Road, containing personal items that once belonged to Christina, but still no sign of the woman herself. Throughout the prolonged search, her devoted dog Coco emerged, healthy and safe on Highway 18, a bittersweet reminder of Christina's absence. Despite extensive searches and countless tips that led to unconfirmed sightings across various locations, including Apple Valley and Joshua Tree, the case remains cold. Authorities have publicly ruled out suspicion surrounding her ex-boyfriend and made a heartfelt plea for anyone who might know something to come forward. Christina Bastian's disappearance resonates as an unsolved chapter in a community, a chilling reminder of vulnerability and the need for compassion. If you hold any fragments of information about her whereabouts, please do not hesitate to reach out to the local authorities. On the chilly evening of December 21, 2020, a disappearance left a community shaken and searching for answers. 21-year-old Dane Elkins was last seen in the Grapevine area of Castaic, California, a place where the sprawling landscape meets the busy I-5 freeway. Individuals traveling these roads often assume safety, but that night was different as darkness rolled in and the clock struck 8:20 p.m. Dane's journey took a troubling turn when he encountered mechanical issues with his vehicle, resulting in flat tires that left him stranded on the roadside. Feeling unwell, he reached out to emergency services multiple times, a desperate sign of distress that echoed into the night. However, when authorities arrived at his last known location, a chilling sight greeted them. An abandoned car, doors left ajar, with Dane's wallet and cell phone resting inside. Gone was the young man who had called for help, leaving behind more questions than answers. As authorities initiated a thorough search of the area, the silence of the surroundings amplified the uncertainty surrounding Dane's fate. For 2 relentless days, search teams, composed of dedicated community members and law enforcement, combed through the rugged terrain, desperate to find any leads. Each passing hour heightened the urgency as hope flickered amongst those who had families, friends, and unobtrusive ties to Dane. Not far from where he was last seen, a community united in grief and determination, rallying together for a common cause. The backdrop of this mystery involves the delicate relationships of Dane's life. At the time of his disappearance, he was living with his parents and had expressed intentions to move in with friends. Yet those friends, sensing something amiss, disclosed their puzzlement. Their last interaction with Dane did not align with the timeline of his disappearance. How could someone vanish without a trace? It's a haunting question that lingers in the air. For those holding any fragments of information regarding Dane Elkins' whereabouts, the call to action is clear. Authorities urge anyone with insight to reach out, with connections to the LAPD's Missing Persons Unit and multiple hotlines available to provide assistance. Every detail could prove vital in unraveling the enigma of a young man who slipped away from the world, leaving a ripple of concern and a longing for closure among his loved ones. In the serene yet haunting backdrop of Point Arena, California, the disappearance of Asha Kreimer remains etched in the memories of those who followed her story. On September 21, 2015, Asha was last seen at Rollerville Cafe, stepping away from her companions under a shroud of mystery, ostensibly to visit the restroom. Little did anyone know that this moment would mark the beginning of an unsettling saga. Days prior to her disappearance, Asha was already showing signs of distress. After picking up her childhood friend Sally from San Francisco Airport, her behavior spiraled into incoherent ramblings and paranoia. Insomnia plagued her nights, and emotional outbursts became the norm, prompting a visit to the emergency room just a day before. Despite the clear indications of a fragile mental state, she was released without adequate evaluation, a haunting foreshadowing of the ordeal that would follow. As Asha entered the cafe that fateful day with her boyfriend and Sally, the atmosphere seemed normal, yet charged with unspoken tensions. Asha's abrupt decision to head to the restroom led to a disconcerting void when she failed to return. Leaving behind her belongings, purse, phone, and identification, added to the chilling reality that she had vanished. A search for any trace of her began almost immediately, drawing the concerned eyes of the local community. In the subsequent days, hope flickered as a jacket was discovered along a trail near Point Arena Lighthouse, yet Asha remained missing. There were unconfirmed sightings of her at nearby locations. An unidentified man at a store and a sighting on a beach hinted at potential leads. She was last seen potentially in the company of individuals living on the fringes of society, later sightings placing her in Ukiah and Upper Lake, California. The case took on an urgency that permeated social media and local news, urging anyone with information to come forward. Asha was described by witnesses as appearing mentally unstable and limping, painting a tragic picture of a young woman lost within herself and her surroundings. The Mendocino County Sheriff's Department remains a vital resource for those who may possess fragments of information that could aid the investigation. Asha Kreimer's disappearance is a stark reminder of the fragility of life and mental health. Each passing year without answers amplifies the urgency to resolve her case. If you have any insights into her plight, you are urged to reach out to authorities and become a part of this narrative, seeking closure and understanding. On August 10, 2018, the small community of Simi Valley, California, was rocked by the mysterious disappearance of 21-year-old Matthew Weaver, Jr. He was last seen early in the morning, captured on surveillance footage driving his silver BMW along the Topanga Tower motorway, heading toward Rosas Overlook. This serene area, known for its breathtaking views and peaceful ambience, was about to become the center of an unsettling mystery. Just before noon, Matthew sent a concerning text to a close friend. The message hinted at an urgent matter, stating something crazy was happening and that he wanted to talk while he still had a chance. These words foreshadowed the impending tragedy as Matthew vanished shortly thereafter. The sunny day quickly turned into an enigma as his vibrant presence faded into the backdrop of the lush Santa Monica Mountains. As the clock struck midnight on August 11th, hikers in the vicinity reported hearing a man and woman calling for help, a troubling echo that lingered in the air. When authorities began searching the area, they stumbled upon Matthew's abandoned car parked along the Topanga Tower motorway, just yards away from where witnesses reported the cries for help. The scene, marked by nature's beauty, became the setting for an investigation that would uncover more questions than answers. Months passed, and in January 2019, a breakthrough came when hikers discovered the keys to Matthew's car, lying mere feet away from the vehicle's last known location. As hope began to dwindle, Matthew's family took to the skies, releasing aerial photographs captured by drones soaring high above the Santa Monica mountain range. These images became invaluable, leading to the discovery of personal belongings believed to belong to Matthew, including a baseball cap and a ripped T-shirt. Despite the passage of time, the Los Angeles Police Department continues to investigate Matthew's case, yet it remains officially unsolved. As the search for answers lingers, his family is left grappling with an unbearable void. They yearn for the day when they can uncover the truth behind Matthew's disappearance. If anyone has information regarding this case, the Los Angeles Police Department urges them to step forward and assist in bringing closure to a heartbreaking mystery that has affected so many. In the heart of San Francisco, amidst the bustling streets and picturesque views, lies the unresolved case of Cameron Remmer, a 29-year-old man who vanished without a trace on October 6, 2011. His journey to the city began with hopes of establishing a legal medical marijuana business as he arrived at the Fairmont Hotel with $30,000 in cash and a significant stockpile of medicinal marijuana vials. The excitement of a new venture soon spiraled into a troubling tale of erratic behavior and perplexing decisions. During his stay, Remmer spent his evenings at the hotel bar, where the atmosphere buzzed with life, yet was marred by a shift in his demeanor. On that fateful night, he was asked to leave due to increasingly erratic behavior, setting off a chain of events that left his family distraught. Checking out around midnight, he left his belongings behind, signaling a break from logic that would make his eventual disappearance all the more enigmatic. A frantic call to a friend in Arizona, desperately seeking assistance for accommodation, turned into a fleeting moment of hope. His sudden change of mind, claiming he had found another place to stay, erased those hopes just as quickly as they materialized. As days turned into a hazy silence, concern spread amongst his family after he ceased his nightly calls. The gnawing fear grew palpable. Where could Cameron be? On October 9th, Remmer made a ghostly return to the hotel, disheveled and incoherent, his bizarre apparition scribbling nonsensical words to staff. What had transpired during those blurred nights filled with uncertainty. The last fleeting moments of his presence melted away, along with his belongings, a haunting metaphor for his sudden disappearance. Scheduled to return home on October 30th, 2011, he failed to board the flight, extinguishing the final flicker of hope for his safe return. The investigation, like many before it, hit dead ends, as phone records and social media accounts revealed nothing post-disappearance. Despite unconfirmed sightings suggesting he may be wandering the very streets he once visited, the truth remains elusive. Family members, with heavy hearts, theorized that a psychotic break could have unmoored him, sending him adrift in a city vast yet intimate. As the years roll by, the question lingers: what happened to Cameron Remmer? If you possess any clues to this riddle, reach out to the San Francisco Police Department, echoing the call for closure in a case that remains as puzzling as it is tragic.